Hi, this is Tisch Aitken, and it is November 10th, 2023. And we are almost out of eclipse season officially, although we're going to feel the energy for a while after, especially with the first eclipse on October 14th, which was at 21 degrees and 6 minutes of Libra, just less than a degree from the world axis, bringing worldwide events and hitting every one of us, whether or not it hit your chart directly. And obviously, we are in a situation on the world front which is escalating into a world war. Whether it's happened or not, it certainly is involving the entire world. And it's very scary. And the second eclipse was on October 28th at 5 degrees of Taurus. This was just in the wake of Saturn stationing direct. We feel the energy 5 days before and 5 days after. Saturn station on November 4th at the very first degree of Pisces, 0 degrees. And on that eclipse on October 28th, that's the day that Matthew Perry died. And to me, that is addressing Saturn in Pisces. I've said to everyone that Saturn stationing this month is an opportunity to redo Saturn in Pisces thus far. And I've been talking repeatedly about Saturn in Pisces and its connection with feeling lost and dealing with mental health and addiction and depression and alienation. And this was somebody that spoke very publicly about his struggles with addiction and with mental health. And in his honor, they've already created a foundation. And I think that this is a big deal because Neptune is the last degrees of Pisces. Next year, it's actually going to get to the final degree of the zodiac, 29 degrees of Pisces. And that is the last degree. There are 30 degrees of a sign and 12 signs. That's the actual final degree, 29 degrees of Pisces. And it's a fixed star known as Shiat, which is connected with self-undoing. Last year, when Jupiter was transiting in Pisces, we finally got a second mental health line, 988. And my attention came to it last fall during the eclipses when Jupiter was transiting at the last 2 degrees of Pisces. It was at 28 degrees, I believe, at that time. And, you know, there was a lot of focus last fall on suicide. I remember the guy from the Ellen show, the DJ, and there was another actor in a very short period of time. And that's going to be a big focus for a lot of us right now in terms of mental health and depression and addiction. And, we are dealing with very tempestuous, angry energy right now. Mercury, the planet of communication, entered the mutable fire sign of Sagittarius early this morning at 1:25 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We no longer have Mercury transiting in Scorpio, but Mars is there and it is fierce. And it's in Scorpio through November 24th. And Mars is traveling right behind the sun, so they're kind of keeping momentum. And we're building up to a new moon in Scorpio that occurs on November 13th. Now, Mars will oppose Uranus tomorrow at 4:11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we feel the buildup before with Uranus or Mars transits. So we're already feeling the tension of Mars right now. It's in the new moon chart on Monday the 13th. The new moon will occur on Monday at 4:27 a.m. Eastern Standard Time at 20 degrees and 43 minutes of Scorpio. But leading up to that, tomorrow we've got Mars opposing Uranus. So very chaotic, frenetic energy. The moon is currently in Libra. It will go void of course tomorrow morning at 10:05 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with a challenging square to Pluto, the planet of power and power struggles. Pluto's transiting at the last degrees of Capricorn, which is the sign of authority and it's ruled by Saturn, of accountability and karma and people in leadership. And we have the moon entering Scorpio tomorrow at 1:39 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Moon is in its fall position. It's not a comfortable placement in Scorpio. And then on Sunday, the moon is going to oppose Jupiter. And then on Monday, there will be a new moon at 4:27 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I cast the chart for Washington, D.C. It has Libra rising, 21 degrees of Libra, the exact degree which the solar eclipse occurred on October 14th. And in the new moon chart, the new moon is at 20 degrees and 43 minutes of Scorpio. This sets off the Venus-Sun conjunction that occurred on August 13th at 20 degrees of the fixed fire sign of Leo. That's when we all were invited to search within of the dream that we want to create, of what we love, of opening up the heart chakra. Well, right now there doesn't feel to be a lot of love, which is all the more reason to focus on Saturn and Pisces, on Neptune at the last degrees of Pisces, because the higher level of Pisces is compassion, is selflessness, is selfless love. And we are in a time that we cannot be alienated any further, where we need to try to come together with love. And Libra rising, Venus is in Libra right now, where it loves to be, although it doesn't feel like that. And Venus is it's a difficult placement right now. So I wish for all of you to really focus on what you want to create. I was going to say something about Venus, and now I lost my train of thought. Oh, it's in conjunct Saturn in the new moon chart, and we're trying to anchor a new dream with Saturn and Pisces. The good news is we all get an opportunity to redo Saturn and Pisces thus far, and it has not been an easy cycle to navigate. It's not in its detriment or its fall position, but it feels very lost at sea. Neptune at the last degrees of Pisces is enhancing that further. And, you want to anchor dreams in very turbulent waters. And Scorpio is rough water, especially when Mars is in Scorpio. This new moon, on the day of the new moon, the sun opposes Uranus later in the day. So there is a very chaotic energy. The best laid plans of mice and men and women and everyone will go awry, basically. So, just knowing that there is that element of chaos this weekend. There can be accidents, there could be violence or anger. Just being real about this. So laying low, it could be creative action. It could be, doing a lot if you want to, but be careful. And Mercury and Sag is generally a fun placement. It's technically in its detriment, but it's squaring Saturn today. So that brings a harsh reality check. So this is intense. We are officially out of eclipse season, but for those that got hit by it directly and with the worldwide eclipse on the 14th, I think the aftermath is still very palpable. So lay low, hang in there. We'll get through this. Saturn in Pisces. You have to surrender on some level, come together and have faith, because there's some things, Pluto at the last degrees of Capricorn, that we cannot control. Just being of the best level you can be, the highest vibration you yourself can be, and merging with those that are sharing that. And I wish you a lot of luck and love. Take care.